Well, you'll probably see a lot of Saints player costumes today after the big win the team pulled off against the Las Vegas Raiders. I keep wanting to say Los Angeles. A shutout, 24-0 was the final, and this morning we're getting a take from WWLTV.com sports writer and host of Saints Happy Hour podcast, Ralph Malbrough. Good morning.
Good morning, Leslie. I knew things were going incredibly well yesterday for the Saints in the Superdome against the Raiders when I was in the Superdome bathroom and two Raider fans were fighting each other. That's the sort of thing that happens when Andy Dalton, quarterback team, is in the process of thumping you 24-0.
I mean, the commentators must have said 20 times, we didn't see this coming, no one saw this coming. How did they pull off such a big win?
Well, Derek Carr, he only had 101 yards passing. The Saints defense was incredible. They sacked him 4 times. The Raiders had 183 yards of total offense. The Saints, miracle of miracles, intercepted a pass. It felt like that hasn't happened in like months, right? The Saints defense was completely dominant from start to finish. The Raiders, they didn't even cross midfield until the game was already decided with about 3 minutes to go. I feel like the Raiders, they could have played till Wednesday. They weren't going to score. Like that's how sorry they were. I mean, that's not our problem. That's their problem.
Devontae Adams had just 1 catch. I know he'd been battling the flu, but come on. How were they able to get back on track?
Well, the pass rush, and the thing with the Saints, Leslie, and we've talked about this as the Saints have struggled this year, the whole entire key to the Saints defense is they stuff the run completely. Out of nickel defense, they can play 5-6 defensive backs, and they stuff the run. And that allows them to rush the quarterback, do interesting things on defense, and they haven't done it. And yesterday, they did it completely. I mean, Peyton Turner, who I'll be honest, I forgot that guy even existed. and he looked like Bruce Smith yesterday. 2 sacks, was dominating. Marcus Davenport looked incredible. I mean, that's the key. When the Saints can get pressure with 4 on defense, their defense is going to be pretty good. And oh, by the way, Alontae Taylor, who a lot of us, when they picked him in the second round, let's be honest, we were like, we kind of gave him crossover, like, why are you picking a corner? You're loaded in the secondary. Now they need him desperately.
Oh my gosh.
And he looks tremendous. You don't want to get too excited about rookie defensive backs because it kind of is like, it's like an NFT.
Flow, sure.
The value goes up and down, but he looks tremendous at corner, and suddenly the 2022 draft is looking pretty good when you add Olave into it.
I was shocked to hear Tyrann Mathieu after the game say he had never been a part of a shutout as many years as he's played in the NFL. I thought that was crazy. Let's switch gears, though. Let's talk about the NFC South standings. It's nuts. I mean, the Saints are a real contender at 3-5.
Listen, Leslie, me, my son, 9 kids from his first grade class are contenders in the NFC South.
Oh, my goodness.
The NFC South is football comedy, and I love it so much. It is so delightfully bad, but the Saints, the 2022 Saints, somehow, some way, are very much alive in the division title race as Halloween has arrived. And it's incredible. The NFC South is where losing doesn't matter because nobody can ever win.
Yeah, I know, right? But the Saints put it all together. Total team win yesterday, and a lot of it had to do with they forced turnovers. They had 0 turnovers, very low on the penalties. What did you think about the decision to start Dalton? And what did you think about it when you heard it? What do you think about it now after the game?
I wasn't that surprised. Here's the thing, like Jameis wasn't healthy, and he had bad breaks, and it just didn't work out. I don't think it was all his fault. That's how circumstances go. The thing with the Saints is Andy Dalton gives them what they want. The Saints offense is about rhythm and timing. And listen, Andy Dalton doesn't give you the ability to throw the ball deep and make sort of amazing comebacks like Jameis does, but he gives you other things. These quarterbacks are not going to be perfect. Like Andy Dalton's not going to be as good as he was yesterday. And even yesterday, he had a horrible throw. The thing is, Andy Dalton, I think the Saints feel like he gives them the best chance to win or at least not lose the game. And he's going to be the guy. The key for the Saints, their offensive line is crushing people. And Andy Dalton, his entire career, when you give him protection, he's been very good. So I expect him to be okay the rest of the year.
All right, and I love to see Jameis Winston on the side, smiling and high-fiving people, being a great teammate. Ralph, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Leslie.
The Saints' next matchup comes a week from today. It's prime time during Monday Night Football. They'll take on the Baltimore Ravens. That's at the Superdome. Kickoff for that game next Monday, 7:15.